Hey everybody, this is Josh. Doing a continuation of that PvP journal. I have not done any ranked fights since the last video, so it's just a straight continuation. Believe in the last video I ended from going from D2 to D3, then playing one round as D3, and then calling it quits for the day. So I guess this is my second round of D3. Yep, this is it. This is the second round of D3 I'm playing right now. Now it's interesting, I've, since back when I recorded this footage, I've made some really significant changes to, actually this particular avatar, to the one, you know, my personal avatar, not my Philly Gamer one, but my J-Dwell one. Yeah, I made some big changes, and I made some big changes literally by only changing one move. I took away his Kamehameha and added in Fortify, a defensive buff. And to Fortify, I put on the skill Ability Regenerate, and I maxed it out to level 5. So pretty much Fortify is the cheapest buff skill that you can use. It only costs 1 ability bar, where every other buff, like, it costs either 2 ability bars or drains your ability meter. This one just costs 1 ability bar. You use it, and with the Ability Regenerate on it, not only do you get the defensive buffs, but you also get that fast ability recovery and regenerate. You don't even have to be, you know, using the ability gauge charge, and you don't have to be fighting. It will naturally regenerate slowly. And if you are generating ability by fighting or by charging, it'll do it much faster, so it's very cool. Thing, however, it made me completely get rid of my long game. So it changed from a avatar who barely ever did any hand-to-hand combat to pretty much my entire gameplay now is hand-to-hand combat. And I changed my team too. I pulled Kakashi out, or Kakashi, yeah, whatever. And threw, I believe it's either Yusuke or Sasuke Uchina in as my second, because it worked better with my Lightning Palm ability to call in him as a side character. So it's weird, right? Changing one little tiny move actually changes your entire style of gameplay. Sorry, it's just something that I find interesting. So as you can tell, I'm not saying, you know, I was worried about losing this match when I recorded it, but you can tell that the fights are starting to get harder. So yeah, you start as D5, so what am I right now? D3, yeah, D3, so, you know, but even just, you know, D3, definitely starting to get a little bit of pushback, a little bit of resistance. And you know what, it was actually playing, I think it was playing this guy. If you saw something he did to me at the very beginning of the round, where I believe he used Lightning Palm, I think, and then followed it directly with Rasengan or whatever that Naruto power is, or vice versa, or send it into Lightning Palm. And that chain of abilities is what made me say, oh my god, man, that was a really cool, you know, thing. The timing of those moves worked really well together. That's what led me to do some experimentation. And so, you know, I evolved my character, I evolved my team, and that's why, you know, playing these ranked and even friendly matches is such a cool thing, because, you know, it really allows you to see things that you haven't seen before, you know, other ideas, you know, people being creative with how they play, and you know, maybe they see something that you do that they like, and you know, they can kind of form it into the way they play. And I see something that they do that I like, and I can kind of mold it into the way I play, and you know, everybody gets a little bit better. It's yeah, it's definitely a very cool thing. But the one complaint I have about this particular avatar, and it's one of those ones I can't fix without just deleting him and remaking him, is I hate the fighting style I chose for him. The reason I hate it is, I mean, some of it's okay because it works out. You know, I have the timing down where I know, you know, which hit I have to get to before I can throw a lightning palm or call in a support character. See here's where I changed it. So that's exactly what I was talking about. If you see my first ability, the X is lightning palm. The very middle one is temper. That is a buff that costs 2 ability bars, but gives me an up to all my abilities. And fortify, which gives me an up to my physical and, you know, resistances and all that, and also makes my ability bar charge faster. So that's the new team. Avatar's first. Sasuke China, yep, he's second. Mostly because not only does he give me an extra buff, he also has Onyx Story as his fight. Now, as a support skill, I just use Kakashi. I've actually since changed Kakashi out for Killua, just because the support skills are just a little bit different, and Killua helps me do more damage while I'm in an awakened state, which is kind of what I was going for. See, but like, Kakashi has some things that with like ability charging that are really good, so you know, you gotta make up your mind. I change my mind up all the time with this sort of stuff. Like sometimes I have an avatar I intentionally went out of my way because Ryo Kaiba is one of my favorite characters in this game. And all of his buffs are, well, if you have a female character on your team, like, then you get this, that, or the other thing. So I made a female avatar, then I keep Ryo Kaiba on, and sometimes Sanji, and sometimes it's anybody random, you know? Heck, sometimes I even use another chick, because I really like playing as Rukia. So, you know, I change my mind all the damn time. But this is the build I'm using for PvP lately, though, just because it's such a big damage build. It's a very simple build to use. And the other thing is, I mean, obviously this game isn't like other fighting games. Like, me in fighting games, I'm used to putting in like a 32-button combo input real fast so I can pull off some crazy 100-hit combo, you know, like Mortal Kombat type stuff, or, you know, any of that. And like, so when I think of like fighting games, and by the way, I fell in love with that guy's avatar. I was like, fishing pole and the frickin' kitty mask. It's like my daughter would be in heaven if she saw that one. So I might make an avatar that looks kind of like that just to make my daughter happy. Just make him more pink and frilly. Jesus, where was I? Yeah, so this is a totally different type of fighting game. I mean, this isn't about your skill with, you know, how fast you can accurately hit buttons. I mean, you can mash the crap out of motherfucking buttons in this game, and it does not matter. I can guarantee you in those 5 hits it just showed, I must have hit X like, you know, 50 or 60 times. It's not one of those. But that's why I hate the fighting style. Did you see? I just started punching up in the air for no goddamn good reason when I should have been attacking him just because of the way I was holding my directional button. And it happens a lot. You can see it. This is the other thing that happens. I should have finished the match right there, but because I was stuck behind Sasuke, I couldn't chase. And that happens a few times. That's a big problem with this build. If I'm anywhere near the barrier of the arena, instead of helping me out and continuing my combo, he literally just gets in my way and forces me to not be able to continue. So, yeah, I mean, that's something that, like, if I'm going to continue using this, I have to be aware of. There's sometimes, like, if I know he's blocking me, I'll jump over him and then attack from the, attack from the air. but there's no way to attack from the air and then land your lightning palm, your ability after that. I mean, it's an end to the attack. You know, I would do a lightning palm, I would call in a support skill, then if I couldn't get to him, I'd have to jump over him and just do like a 1, 2, 3 attack, boom, he hits the ground, that's the end of it. We gotta start over. So, yeah, I mean, that's something that I have to be aware of that, and because of the fighting style that I'm using with this avatar, sometimes I do things that I don't want to do. Like, I have to learn to keep my finger off the directional button sometimes when I'm going for an attack, because I do it naturally. My directional button when I'm attacking, when I'm fighting, I keep it, you know, pointed toward the person I'm attacking. And you know, you don't have to do that. If you don't even touch that button and you just press either X or Y, it'll automatically attack toward the person you're going at. You don't need a directional button to do that. It's just force of habit, you know, that I use that directional button in that way. And sometimes it messes me up because a few times, like where the match should have been over right then and there, and because either I was at the wall and I got blocked, or I started just punching straight up in the air for no good goddamn reason. It's delayed matches and even almost caused me to lose at some points, and I'm sure, here we go again, right there. I'm sure when I get to higher level matchups, I'm going to lose plenty of matches because of those two problems, if I don't figure out a way to get on top of them. Like, I lost that match because of those two reasons. There was a couple times I could have done much more damage to him than I actually did. And just, you know, that fuck up, like that. I could have hit him with another lightning palm. Now, thankfully, I got away with it right there. But if I didn't toss him up in the air and start punching up in the air and I was actually doing an attacks like I was supposed to, I could have gotten him with another lightning palm right there and did more damage. But that's not how it worked out. I'm also very lucky is that even though he awakened right here, this is a very careful player I'm facing. He's very, very much into blocking, dodging, getting out of the way. So I got really, really lucky. And then I got really, really unlucky. See that? I should have just done my awakening move right back there, but because he was in my way, I missed him and he got away. And now look what happens, man. This guy is dead. I mean, he's dead. Anything I do is going to break him. And he goes on the most amazing run I've ever seen. I mean, look at this, dude. I had him dead and my health bar was fucking full. And then all of a sudden, look at those health bars and tell me what's happening. If I didn't sneak this in right there, right before he got that fire punch in, this would have gone the exact opposite way. And this would have been a ranked match loss for me. Now, the reason you haven't seen any of my losses on these videos is because I haven't actually had any since I started filming them. When I was D5, before I got the idea to do this PvP journal, I lost either 1 or 2 matches. I think it was 1, because I hadn't really done any ranked playing. I think I lost one of my PvP matches when I was D5, but I actually haven't lost one since then, so... And this is what I was talking about. I wanted to show this since a couple videos ago. When I do friendly matches, and we're paired miserably, like there's no reason this pairing should have happened. And this is what I'm talking about. Because if I remember this guy I'm fighting here, this guy has really fantastic timing. Haven't really had a chance to show it yet, but when you look at how the hand-to-hand combat starts, I dodge, I get out of the way, hit him with the lightning palm. I realize that he's got to be level, I don't know, something pretty low, because I just killed him with essentially one hit. Lightning palm, support skill, lightning palm, and that was it. That was, you know, that was one combo chain you can't really get out of. So one hit killed him pretty much. So it's not that he couldn't win. You know, I've said in the past that the level doesn't really matter if the player's good enough, and I still stand by that, but the only way this guy could possibly beat me is if he essentially got me with a double perfect. Like, as soon as I have a chance to get in on him, even once, the match is over. And that's what I mean about really, really bad matchups, because I have to believe this guy can't be higher than level 30, you know? Maybe he's level 40, but, like, against a level 100 character, if you're talking about a 60, 70 level difference, it's... I mean, yeah, is it doable? Sure, but when I said, oh yeah, and here, like, obviously he's waiting to use this Raging Strike, and before I can punish him for it, he gets me with that disappearing Kamehameha, and he hits me with that a few times. Like I said, the guy's timing is really fantastic. Bang, he hits me with it again. So 20, 30 levels, not that big of a deal, but you're talking about like a 40 to 60 level difference. I mean, you not only have to be a lot better than the other guy, I mean, you have to be... You have to be God compared to the other guy. I mean, that's all there. I don't really know what else to say about that, but... Yeah, I mean, that happens with friendly matches, and, you know what? I was a little upset. It wasn't this one, but in one of these, I didn't have my microphone and you know, and my headphones and you know, and shit turned on when I was filming, which is abnormal for me. But I just wasn't in the mood, you know, to talk to anybody, and I wasn't in the mood to you know, live react to my fights. So I figured. It's a little weird for me to go back over and do the voiceover after the fact, but at the same time, it's just how it worked out, and whatever, it's fine. All it means is I ramble a little bit more instead of concentrating on fighting, you know, whatever, no big deal. Yeah, but like, he had his mic on and stuff, and I could hear him talking to his buddy, and like, he was complaining he thought I was cheating, he thought I was like using a mod, and shit, man, I know that's possible for PC and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't own a PC, but like, I know modding and shit, like, is a PC thing. I really honestly didn't know it was an Xbox thing. Like, if that's like doable, like, I don't know, that's pretty cool, but I've just never heard of it. I don't even know where to start. No, I mean, really, it's just all about level. And when it's too bad, like all of these are, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. when there's this much of a disparity between levels, there's just nothing to do about it. Oh yeah, and the reason I picked these particular fights actually is because everybody fighting in these fights is pretty good. You know, I didn't want to pick fights where it was like, you know, the level disparity is there, and so, okay, and then I open up and the guy's dead and that's the end of it. You know, I wasn't in the mood to be embarrassing anybody. The reason I picked these particular fights is because all of these people, even against the fact that they just saw what happened to their life bar right there, like, a lot of people would look at that and see what just happened in, you know, the opening couple seconds of this fight, and they go, fuck this, and just, you know, disconnect or turn it off, so what's the point? And every single one of these people that I've been fighting fights through right to the end, and none of them give up. Because I've seen that too. In Mortal Kombat, I have a couple of them where I've been fighting, and like toward the end of the fight, like, you know it's gonna go one way. Like, I knew I was gonna win, he knew I was gonna win. And like, I have like video of that too, where people literally just give up. Like, they must just put down the controller and walk away and grab a drink or something, and just let you finish beating them up with no resistance. Like, they just give up. None of the people in this video ever gave up. They always fought hard as hell right up until the end. So I have a lot of respect for that, and that's why I chose the clips that I chose for showing what can happen in friendly matches when the pairing goes horribly wrong. especially the very last one I show. The very last one I show, I've been talking about, because I was like really super impressed. And on top of that, it gave me a view into what the ranked PvP is going to look like when you get down into the B ranking. The last video on this is that video where I fought a friendly match against a B-ranked, a B-ranked player in ranked PvP. And I'm telling you, like, the guy was just freaking amazing. So, yeah, the last video on this is the video of me versus him. And I made some guesses as to the level disparity between us, and I've rewatched the fight since then, and now I'm not as sure, but I'm definitely was a much higher level than him, because I watched the fight, and the way the fight plays out, I can't believe that if we were close in level, I still would have won. So I don't know. I mean, when you watch it, make your own judgments. Take a look at how much damage everything does. Check the life bars, see what's doing what, and kind of make up your own mind, because I'm having trouble figuring it out. Because when I punch him and kick him to the hand-to-hand thing, I barely do any damage to him. However, that kind of holds true across the board with everybody. I don't have any skills that buff my hand-to-hand. I just have none. So my punching and my X attacks and Y attacks are as basic as they get. So everything is made so my abilities do really big damage, and even as you can see in the ranked fights where J skills and stuff like that, and especially level, don't count for anything, I was still doing pretty big damage with my my electrical attacks, and it just is what it is. So, like I said, I might have been doing really big damage to him anyway, even if we didn't have that much of a level disparity. I'm thinking it's more about the damage he does to me. I think he attacked me more than enough times with more than enough attacks, to have beaten me in a ranked match. And this is a fight I wish I had got the audio recorded somehow, because this is the one where the guy was talking about me cheating. And I would have loved to play the audio of that, but I just don't have it. I don't know. When I was recording it and I was listening to him talking, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. I'm going to have this. But then when I watched the video back, the audio's there of them, of the characters yelling Kamehameha at each other and everything like that. But none of the audio that came from the voice chat line showed up at all. So, pretty weird. Maybe it's because I didn't have my mic and turned on. I don't know. Like I said before, I'm not super tech savvy. The fact that I figured out how to get videos from my Xbox onto YouTube without the use of a computer is the most technically brilliant thing I've ever done, if that proves how little I know about hardware and software. So this is that fight. This is that fight against, what's he rated? B5. So this is a fight against a guy in a B. I wanted to thank him for this fight, and that's why I started off, with the screen that said thanks for the fight. I really appreciated this fight, and for this one, I'm just going to shut up, man. Shut up and let the fight happen. Just check it out. It's the last fight on the video. So unless there's something crazy I want to point out.
Ask myself what it's all for. The funny thing about it, I couldn't answer. No, I couldn't answer. Things are turning deeper shade of blue, and Images that might be real, maybe illusion. Keep flashing off and on.
Oh yeah. He actually level transitioned me, and if you notice, watch, I didn't take any damage, and that's why I bitch about level transitions, because I think they're completely effing pointless. They're very cool to watch, but they're pointless. Oh shit, right, this was the other thing. I have never seen anybody pull off a full team awakening where everybody on the team gets a hit and you manage to pull off your awakened ability at the finale of that. I've never seen anybody successfully pull off that maneuver before or since then. That was one of the things that really impressed the ever-loving shit out of me. I thought that was cool as hell. Like, I wish I could figure out how to do that, but honestly, with my hands the way they are, with my disability, I wouldn't be able to do it, because I can't, click the buttons and the directional pad at the same time. I can't do it. So getting a full team awakening in the first place is difficult for me, let alone one that actually times well and works. But yeah, this guy's got a lot of great tricks, man. He's got a lot of great tricks and a lot of great timing. Like, he has one coming up that I love, right? He throws me up into the air, and instead of chasing me right here, bang, I go up, he just immediately throws that volley. I have never actually thought about that, but I just got hit by every one of those volley moves plus the bang at the end after following a combo. And then he immediately hits me with a 2 ability bar move that is just a crushingly good move. And somehow managed to just get me with that Rasengan or whatever it's called while I was awakening. And manages to keep me the hell away from him while I'm in my awakened state. I'm telling you. Okay, so it was a matter of bad luck that I didn't already win this, because I started punching in the air when I should have been hitting him and doing a lightning palm, which would have taken his life down very significantly. But it's also a matter of luck that I am just about out of my awakening move. He successfully blocked it this entire time, and he just happened to let up his block for 1 second. It was the 1 second I had left in my awakening gauge, and it didn't kill him, but I mean, it definitely turned the tide of this fight. It's a matter of I countered once, he got Naruto in there, so I countered again, and then I never chased, but I had to do it. I had to finish it with that kick. But that was one of the most awesome fights. So I want to thank him for that great fight, and I want to thank everybody who watched the video for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a good time making it, and hope you had a good time watching it, and peace out.